Well, hello or welcome to A Girl Guess What? As you know, me, I'm Belinda, and of course we don't have my gorgeous co-host Molly. She is super busy and super booked, but I do have an amazing guest who is going to be in her replacement for now, just for today. And this is a guy that I have gone to school with, secondary school, and now we are seeing him all over the TV show Married at First Sight. Divarni, welcome to Girl Guess What? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm a bit starstruck right now because obviously it's been 20 plus years.
20 plus years. So to anyone who doesn't know, I went to secondary school with Divarni, and this is the first time I've seen you since school.
Yep.
And we're in obviously a very different position. We're a lot more older, we're mature, we're adults. We got more hair, longer hair. I feel like my hair's not changed though.
No. it's been that same color, hasn't it been?
No, I dyed my hair.
Oh, there you go.
It's a balayage. The brown balayage. But yeah, I feel like I don't really change the style of my hair. But yeah, going back 20 years, it's so weird seeing you on my screen because I would just see you at school, secondary school, walking around the playground. We were more like a high and by kind of friend. I don't think we were like really that close.
No.
But
the friends kind of like interlocked and they like intertwined a little bit, but it was just more like, oh yeah, there you are.
Oh yeah,
hey,
I was
up?
just like, oh hey, Divarni, what's up? And then they would just like walk past kind of thing. But yeah. Do you still keep in touch with anyone from school?
I do. Keep in contact with Jordan. You know what I mean? He was not in my form, but...
Oh yeah. He was in my form was he in?
I think he was like... So I started once at year 7, so I was in 7-1. I think Jordan was in 7... And Jordan, forgive me if you see this, but it's going to be about maybe 7-4 to 7-6. It was one of those ones.
One of those. Oh, he was like in the kind of like the middle number. You were in the first class.
Yes.
I was in the last class. So I don't know why they put me last, but okay. Yeah. Like, and then we'll see all that.
All good.
Back in school, did you ever think that you would be here? Like, as in like coming on to Married at First Sight, like back in school. What did you think that you were going to be when you were a kid?
Oh man, I wanted to be all kinds of stuff. I mean, yeah. So I remember going into music. Obviously, I was playing the keys and stuff like that. So I did like play a lot with David. I don't know if you remember David.
We had many Davids at
school.
There was which David was it?
He's the one that he sadly passed away. David Toure.
David Toure, saxophone guy.
Yeah. So I remember playing literally with him in one of the music rooms. He would play saxophone, I would play the keys. So when I heard about that, I was distraught, obviously, because I was in Canada at that time.
Yeah, I remember when everyone was talking about David Toure, and I was very shocked about it as well, because he was...
Just a nice guy.
Amazing guy.
Yeah.
I had a few music classes with him as well, because I also took music, for GCSEs, or was it? I can't remember. But he was always in my class, and he was always so nice.
No, for sure.
He was such a lovely guy.
I just remember his smile and how respectful and caring he was for other people.
Yeah, he was lovely to everyone.
He was.
I don't think I've ever met anyone who actually disliked him. Like, everyone wanted to be around him. For sure. So, I definitely remember David. Yeah. Anybody else that, like...
Remember you, for sure.
Of course. Me, yeah.
And then, it gets a bit awkward from here. So, obviously, there was a couple of exes that I remember. So, Rebecca... Rebecca Calendar, I'll give her a shout out, you know what I mean? Hope you're good in life, she's good. We cool. Rebecca, who else? Isabella.
Yeah, I remember Isabella,
I think his name was Amish. Can't remember.
Amish, oh wow, this is literally...
Isla, the list goes long. Her twin sister Layla. Who else?
A lot of people.
Bahar, all of them.
I wonder where they're all now. But when they do watch this, they'll be like, this is like a high school reunion.
This is it. And we actually need to do a high school reunion because we actually haven't had one.
No, they actually did do one.
No, you're lying.
But I'm not lying. This was when like we were in sixth form on college.
Oh, okay.
This was ages ago, longer. Not now. So I was.
Well, they need to do it like another like a 20-year one.
Yeah, a 20-year. When everyone's like 30 years old, right? 100%. So I think we need to do it. I'm not going to plan it, but I think we need to do it. Like, someone needs to initiate it.
Once that, if you can hear me, let's do it.
I know the teachers aren't going to do it, but you know,
we'll do our own one.
We'll do our own one. Exactly. We'll set it up. So, I want to get into your mind, how you see it from your perspective. Okay. So back in school, how did you see yourself? What do you think you were like as a kid in class? Were you like the cheeky one? Were you the quiet one? How did you view yourself when you were at school?
So I was the quiet one for sure. Just kind of kept in my little world, my little bubble, all of that. Was a bit cheeky.
I remember
I was
you
a
being
bit
quite
flirty.
cheeky. You were flirty.
Definitely a bit flirty.
You were. Can I just say to everyone listening right now,
Yeah.
you were definitely flirty.
Yeah.
You were.
I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. I mean, I guess I was just young. You know what I mean? It was very immature, but very flirty. I just remember that. And,
you were very flirty. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and that's why I did give a shout out to Rebecca, because she was like my ex back then.
Yeah.
Ended amicably. It was all good, but yeah.
Well,
Flirty.
Well, okay.
Young and flirty.
I definitely think so. From my point of view, because obviously I remember you from school. How I saw you at school is that like you were the friendly guy. Like I never really saw you with like a specific group of friends, but I
kind of just bounced.
Yeah, you were like
that was me. I didn't have
felt
like a solid clique.
Yeah.
Just
I think you got along with everyone, but you didn't actually have a clique. But you were kind of like the floater. Like you were like, you would get along with everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone liked you as well. You did keep yourself to yourself. I didn't see you out on the playground that much. I think maybe
No, I was always in the music.
You was in music.
That's
you're
it.
always in music. And that was really cool. And I was like, you know what? That's actually quite amicable that you just want to keep to yourself. You didn't want to be involved, no drama. Like that you were just your own person, your own guy. So that was obviously... Now, this is who you are as well.
Yeah.
Do you think school has kind of like shaped you to who you are now, thinking back on it?
Yes. Music-wise, yes. And once it was I took that as a character building phase in my life. Like I said, I was a floater. So being a floater, I was just trying to figure out myself and the cliques and the people I would obviously... mesh with and later on, and obviously I still keep in contact with childhood friends from now. So I think it molded me to just continue being the person that I am, like a quiet guy, introverted but extroverted when I need to be. I do have a wild side that they did see when I was younger, but we'll get into it later how it wasn't really translated on screen, unfortunately. But yeah, it was just fun, and I've just kind of continued that just through my life, and I've traveled the world as well. I've got amazing friend groups circle now, and obviously I do have a son as well, so I can see how I was when I was a kid, and I can now see that reflection through him. So he's just crazy, and I'm just like, wait, if people were seeing how I was back then, this is how they saw me, like through my child. So so I have a lot of reflection on that.
Yeah, because I remember like in school, remind me, like, did you leave Wanstead at year 9?
It was year 9, yes, before I had to go to another school.
Yeah, because I remember in year 9 you left. A lot of people left in year 9 for some reason. But yeah, in year 9 you left Wanstead and then you moved to Canada. Yeah. Do you feel like that transition from like UK to another country has kind of like also made you adaptable to different types of people? Or how's that shaped you basically?
That was difficult, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Obviously when I got to Toronto, I was 15. Didn't know anyone. I had my older brother. My family was still in London, in East London.
Yeah.
Grew up obviously in Leytonstone, so I have a lot of respect from there. Always brag. I was like 2 streets away from like David Beckham where he grew up.
He was born in the same hospital as I was.
Yeah, Whipps Cross.
Whipps Cross Hospital?
No
Wait, were you born there?
Yeah. Whipps Cross. What?
Wow.
Really,
okay.
actually?
I was actually born at Whipps Cross. Yeah. Oh,
wow.
That's a lot of paths crossed.
That's what I'm saying.
A lot of paths crossed. But yeah, sorry, as you were saying.
Yes. So, I think I lost my train of thought for a second. Hold on. Remind me.
You moved to Canada and it was half to you.
So I think, that transition was difficult because it was like, obviously the education is much harder in the States. And because I only did like 1 year of GCSEs, it was like I did a whole restart. And I was like, yo, what am I actually trying to do here? But I did benefit a lot, educational wise, over in Canada. So it was good. Okay. It was hard. But the school I did go to was international, so there was a lot of people from all walks of life, so it was great.
Okay.
It was great.
That probably did make you adaptable then, adapt to all the different environments 100%. And people.
Languages and cultures, religions, all of that.
Okay. So what was family life like back then? Because obviously you had your family in East London, but then you're probably kind of like forming a new, I guess, family in Canada as well. So talk to me, what was it like growing up in the family home? Again,
it was hard because for the first 2 years of being in Canada, I was in a boarding school. So I really didn't have my family there. I had my older brother until he graduated a year after when I came. So I kind of had to just restart. And I think it was difficult because, so we went to the same school in Wanstead as well until he went over. But I think the difficulty part was I grew up in his shadow. So I had to kind of create my own identity. So when I went over to Toronto, it was like, you've got your younger brother coming. Oh yeah, he's British too. It was always weird because it was like, oh yeah, can you say water or something like that?
Yeah,
or do you have like lunch with the Queen back then? Or like, do you have tea and crumpets? I was like, man, I don't know how everyone always thinks that England is like this place where everyone's getting a random tour with what, the King, the Queen, all of that, everyone's sitting down.
Buckingham Palace,
I don't know, you know what I mean? But that was very hard with that adapting of just kind of creating my own identity, which I did. And again, did music out there, but I did join like a gymnastic group where I separated myself to just do like my own little thing. Because what you don't know, I don't know if you do know, but I'm gonna go down memory lane. So do you remember Aaron? Aaron and Erin.
How was that?
Aaron
Kendrick? No.
No, Aaron. I can't remember his name.
I do. That name does ring a bell. Like there was an Aaron in school.
Yes. Forgive me. Anyways, so Aaron and I used to race all the time in the playground.
Yeah.
So funny enough, I actually got scouted when we did our last sports day in Wanstead. So it was me and what is his name for the life of me?
This is like,
oh my gosh, what's his life? It was me and another guy that got scouted.
Describe his looks. Like, what did he look like? I might remember the name.
He was short. He did long distance.
Short, long distance.
What is his name? I said it too many times in life because I saw him again on the 2012 Olympics, but he was actually the water boy to Usain Bolt at the time. So I was like, yo, but...
Wait, what? Someone from school was in the Olympics?
Yeah, he was.
Was he in our year?
He was. For the life of me, what was his name?
Okay, I might... Do you know who his teacher was?
Nah. White hair. No, he had blonde hair. Oh, it's gonna hit me. Hold on. We'll find him. But me and him, we got scouted because he did the same race as me. And then basically what happened was we actually did Lee Valley. So we did Lee Valley for 2.5 years, but then I left to go and live in Toronto. And then basically, I saw him in 2012, so I was kind of beating myself up. I was like, yo, we could have been doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And then after that, like, going now to Toronto, I joined a gymnastics group just to keep the athleticism up.
Yeah.
And then that was pretty much it. So I learned how to do gymnastics for 2 years, and I was like a mini Simone Biles back then. So I did like the triple axels, the layouts, the back tucks.
I want to see videos of this.
Oh, I've definitely got the evidence, 100%. But the knees now, if you wanted evidence now, I can't really do that anymore.
Nah, as we're getting older, the knees hurt, the backs hurt, everything hurts when you get a bit older. But you know what? I feel like getting older is a privilege. So
yeah,
I definitely
for sure.
see
And wiser, hopefully.
Hopefully wiser and sharp, hopefully sharper as well.
Yeah.
So obviously now you have gone to this point and now you are a father.
Yes.
So what's that like been?
It's a privilege. Honestly, it's a privilege. Now, my son means everything to me. He's a mini-me, just much more beautiful. He's got green eyes, curly hair, crazy guy. He's got a lot of energy to give.
Yeah.
I think he's like me, like just carefree kid. And I kind of want him to remain like that. But he's in the best situation. He's with his mother right now.
Oh, okay.
And they do live in Greece. So he's being well catered for, looked after.
Yeah.
He's good. So.
Has that changed you as a person now that you're a dad and you see life differently, like how you approach certain things?
Yeah, I think I go into things with a different perspective of like everything that I do now, I set up for my child for the future.
Yeah.
So, because I didn't really have that when I was a kid. So I grew up without the conventional family of having a like biological father. He was there in my life, but he left when I was 3. So then my mom, who is happily married of 23, 24 years now, he came into my life, my stepdad, who he took a big responsibility, which I take my hat off to him because, you know, he didn't have to. And he is my dad when it comes down to how I was raised. He gave me basically he showed me the ways of life. And I think when I was a kid, it kind of had that identity crisis of, why did this stuff happen to me? I always had the questions of why, but never got a solution of an answer. So now having a child, it's like I want him to have the best, and I just want him to just see life for its positives, and I don't want him basically to go through what I went through.
Yeah.
So
okay. So when you went on to Married at First Sight, did you approach it as like a little more cautious? Did you feel like, oh, okay, you know what, this is gonna be my time to find love? It's like what was your thought process when you got the call to be on Married at First Sight? So tell me everything, how it actually really into fruition, basically.
I was minding my own business, really, truly. This was in January of this year, 25. And I was working a government job at the time.
Okay.
And then I just got approached by one of the producers on my Instagram and was like, hey, we're running a show called Married at First Sight. Are you interested? At this time, I was like, okay, what is this show about? I did do like a preview of like previous season. So I was like, okay, this is what they do. I saw that they kind of meet their partner at the altar. So I was like, all right, this is kind of weird, but I haven't really experienced something like that. So I was like, let me just put my life out there and just see where things are. I haven't been successful, in the dating world when it comes down to the dating apps. So I was like, you know what? Let me just leave it to the experts and see where it's going to take me.
Yeah.
Really. So I went into it with an open heart and just basically like, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
But just going in there looking for that love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously you said that you didn't have any luck with dating apps and stuff. So were you meeting people in real life? Like where were you in your love life? Were you maybe just broken up with someone? Maybe you were actually dating, or you were just like, do you know what? I'm just going to be completely single.
I think at that point my focus was I was co-parenting with my son's mom.
Yeah.
So that's basically what I was doing.
Yeah.
I did see a couple people for sure. But again, it's like I'm a hard person to understand. And you know, I think even, and we'll get into this later on, like discovering that I'm neurodivergent of just being ADHD, sometimes that's a hard thing to kind of grip onto and be like, do we really understand where he's coming from, what his mind process is like? So I think I wanted to test the waters of how it would actually like impact me and how that would like show who I am as an individual. So yeah, the dating world before was just a bit crazy because I haven't found that person that really understands me for who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Married at First Sight approached you on Instagram.
Yes.
You did a little bit of research about it. Do you know what's going on with it? So then you replied yes.
Yeah.
That you wanted to be on it. And then what was the next step after that? Did you have to have a call with them? Did you talk to the experts? Like, tell me.
So it was very fast paced. So literally, so it was January. They told me that they were filming in February. So I had like literally 4 weeks. So I had to meet a couple execs. I met 2 execs, went down to the studio, literally had to design my wedding, what ring I wanted.
Wow. So you were very involved.
Yeah. And then I had to meet like Channel 4, all of the whole, it was a lot in a short period of time, especially because I was working. So there were times when I had to step out of meetings, be like, oh yeah, I got to talk to a producer really quickly. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were juggling quite a lot while doing all of this.
But I think it was cool because I know some of the other casts, they had an application where they were doing that from like 8 months before. So at least they had breather periods where they didn't know if they were going to get onto the show or not. At least for me, when I did get approached, it was just one smooth transition from the approach to the moving around wherever I needed to be to then getting onto the show. So it was just one consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was exhausting for sure.
Yeah, I get that. I mean,
my eyes are still like
I'm
this.
getting I'm getting
slept.
exhausted hearing it, and I'm not even on it. I didn't even go to this thing. So, well, during that process, did at any point they were just like, okay, so what is your type? Like, what kind of person would you like? And is that when you were like able to like help them kind of like narrow down a little bit of what you want?
That's like $1 million question. Like everyone's always asked me this one, like what my particular type is.
Yeah.
I don't actually have one. I go with the vibes. I go with the personality. That's what it is. And the bonus is if you look good, like that's gonna, you know, make me like you even a little more. But like, I'm a deep guy, so I like to go through the emotional sides of things. I might not start a conversation the best way. I might be like, okay, so tell me about your childhood stuff. Like, let's get into the grits.
Yeah.
Let's get straight into it like an onion. Just peel it back, but instead of peeling it back, I'll chop it in half and just get right to the middle. That's what I did and work from the in to the out instead of from the in to the in. So I think, I look for just a funny person, someone that is independent, ambitious. I love an ambitious person, especially from my perspective where I've traveled the world. You know, I've got a kid. been in weird situations that I wouldn't even picture myself being in, especially being on Married at First Sight. I've done another dating show before that. And obviously I'm an actor, I'm an artist. So yeah, I've been in all kinds of places in life, which I'm grateful for. So I think I just want someone that's going to match that kind of energy, someone that wouldn't mind being with someone that, you know, is here today, is gone tomorrow, sporadic. And I just want to create those memories with that individual. So, yeah.
All right. So we'll get on to the actual wedding day when this all happens. Obviously, it was all on screen.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you turned around and then you saw Julia-Ruth walking?
I think I'm gonna say it again. It was love at first sight. It really was like she blew me away. It was, I don't know what it was. She came with so much poise, so much elegance. She came with her little quirks. I remember when she was walking down, she was like a little snork. Still hear it to this very day. But I think it was just the smile that hit me. She was happy. I was happy. I saw her friends, her family. They were there. I mean, I got a bit of a grinning for sure when I first walked down the aisle, but yeah, I think they liked that match, 100%. So I was happy.
I could actually, even when I was watching that episode, when you turned around and saw her, I was like, this is going to be the cutest episode.
It was weird. Like even me watching it back, yeah, like I couldn't even hold my facial expressions. They zoomed in. They did me bad on that one, but like my lips were trembling. I was shaking. I was literally holding my leg at one point. It was just twitching. I was like, no, don't do this right now to me. You know what I mean? And then it got to a point where I was like, I don't know. I was just smitten from the get go. I was just looking. And I was like, she made me nervous. She actually made me nervous, and I don't get nervous. That's the actual thing. I don't get nervous. So I was like,
that's how you know that it was a good chemistry. Because I can even see and feel, and I'm sure everyone watching the episode was like, they can feel the chemistry. So I was like, this is going to be a good relationship and things. And then we fast forward it to the honeymoon stage where you went to Morocco with Julia-Ruth.
Yes.
And this is where we've witnessed for the first time that, like, you know, there was a little bit of a rift in there. From your point of view, like, how did it really happen? Because obviously we can see what Channel 4 is showing us, but was there at any point where like maybe you had a little rift off camera before that happened, or was the rift happened when you guys were on the camel?
So that was the starting point for sure. I think it was like she asked me a question, obviously, which is out there, what was my biggest fear? And obviously through the edits you don't see the whole entirety of that whole conversation, but it was like I just gave my honest response. I didn't anticipate the reaction to be like that, especially because I felt, and even though it was so early on in the experiment, I just felt very comfortable from the get-go, from the wedding straight to the Morocco. I just felt comfortable. I felt like I could just talk to her. I felt like I can just open up and just be myself. And obviously when that happened, it kind of set me back a little bit. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't actually expect that response. How am I gonna go across like dealing with this to build up a relationship? And I mean, we've had nights where we've had fun times for sure. They didn't really show that on screen. Like there was a time when I was making her breakfast, I made her banging coffee and all that kind of stuff. In our it was a villa.
Yeah.
Too many bedrooms. We only needed one. But there was one time where I made her breakfast and then I don't know. She told me to come into the bed and I was like, all right, bet, I'm coming into the bed. And then I don't know, she put like the snake. I literally ripped the blanket over and I saw a snake in there. I'm like, whoa, that actually threw me off. So you saw me flying across the room. So that was actually like caught into the edits. And I was just like giggling. Everyone was like having a great time. But I shouldn't have actually been scared because I used to have a pet snake. So I was like, whoa, I might actually, but it just threw me off.
What? When did you have a pet snake?
Yeah, so when I was in Toronto, had a pet snake called Benji, and it was an African bull python. So he had like brown spots, black spots, and I think he had like 1 or 2 white spots.
Wow.
Venomous and all of that. And he was cool.
Oh,
it was cool.
wow.
So I don't know why I got shook when I saw the snake. I was like, whoa. But it was just a rubber snake that she got from the market when we was walking through Marrakesh.
Oh.
And because we had to exchange gifts. So I got her like, this is a bit cheesy though. So I got her like this little lamp, like Aladdin.
Yeah.
And it was like almost the wish that I was asking for, representing her. You know what I mean? I was so happy that obviously I got her this lamp that if she rubs, I will come and I'll be there. You know what I mean? That's basically
cute.
what it was. You know what I mean? It's
That's
a bit cringy, but
I think that's cute. Not cringy. I think
that's
cute.
why that's why I got it. She got me the rubber snake, and then but yeah, there was a rift. That's where it started, and then it was just kind of difficult to kind of build it up. But there was a time when we actually did do a Bollywood kind of dancing kind of thing, like belly dancing, because she's a dancer, right?
Yeah.
So I caught myself one time with her dancing. I had 2 left feet at the time. I just let her take the lead, but she definitely did bring out the joyous side and the fun side of me. But it's unfortunate that they didn't actually get to capture that on screen as well.
Yeah, because I was going to say, it seemed like on the show, there was a lot of
just back and forth arguing.
So sometimes I was just wonder off camera, what were you guys actually like together? And it's nice to hear that you actually had some really good experiences. So let's say you now come back from Morocco and things. Obviously, you had that little rift on the camel and just a little bit. But overall, it seemed to be like a really successful honeymoon.
Yeah.
And then now you come back, and then what happens next? Like,
so we move into the apartments.
Yeah.
Where the other couples are like locked away, because obviously when we came back, we were one of the last couples. So everyone was locked in. They didn't know who I was matched up with. They didn't know who she was matched up with. But at that time, it was just the big reveal for when we had our first dinner party with, oh, okay, you're with this person, you're with this person. How was the honeymoon? All this kind of stuff. So I think the first night, it was a bit nerve-wracking to just see like, because obviously she saw the girl's side. I didn't see anybody who was on her side. And obviously I know my guys. So I was like, okay, hopefully my guys got matched up with someone that actually they asked for, and vice versa for her as well. So I think we were just going through the nerves of, okay, whatever she said at her Hindu, what I said, maybe was there like a disconnect? Was there a match? But definitely nervous on that first dinner party when we walked in together. But it was good though.
Yeah. Because obviously on the first dinner party, I think if I remember on the episode, obviously everything was all like perfect for you from, from Morocco and everything. But I think from her side, when it was, on the show, it was kind of like the opposite.
Yeah. So let me clear up the air on that. So the reason why I came in, so we actually had a discussion off camera about going in as a united front. But when people did ask me, I did actually say to a lot of the couples, okay, cool, we had our arguments, but we're here. We're not dwelling on the past. We're moving forward from it because obviously we went through that. We're not trying to come in and bring all that negative energy into it. And then we're going to like start anew with the couples. Obviously, everyone's going to go through their own stuff. It's a new experiment. It's hard. You literally get married to a complete stranger. So there is that rule of, okay, there's going to be trouble in paradise from every single couple. So that's where we went in, was like, okay, we're going to go united front. But I think there was just a disconnect. I don't know what the rest of the couples were saying. And I saw some of the edits and I was like, hey, I really did say what I meant. But I just think the negative side of what she portrayed it to be, I don't think that was correct, because it was more flipped on. She focused on the negative when I was focused on the positive. But then she called me negative. I wasn't really sure about that. But we did go in as a united front. And I wanted us to have a positive spin and a positive outlook on the relationship, though it did start off a little bit turbulent, and then just go in and try and progress and learn from our mistakes and kind of grow. And that's why we were actually here on the experiment in the first place.
So when that happened, do you think like it kind of created a little confusion for you? Because obviously for you, it's just like, we have a little bit of a rift, but overall the relationship is all really good. But then from her side, it's like, well, actually she's kind of like just, maybe really upset about this whole rift that happened, and then it just changed the whole tone and the vibe of it.
It was like a 360 switch. You know what I mean?
So.
And I was a bit confused as well, and I was just left like, what am I supposed to do at this moment in time? Like building from the honeymoon and obviously having good times that wasn't showed, to now going into what we call as the mixer dinner party. Her obviously showing her emotion of crying, and I was just like, yo, like, we've had good times. Why are you dwelling on the negatives? It threw me off. It really did.
Yeah. I am going to ask a very big $1 million question as well.
That's fine.
There was a moment where intimacy was actually obviously talked about quite a bit, and then she was saying that there wasn't any intimacy, and then you said there was. So there was even like a little bit of confusion between the group, like your castmates even. So there was just like, was there intimacy happening? Was it not? So did that, I'm assuming that obviously created a lot of confusion for you as well. So how did you feel when julia-ruth was just like... I was disappointed for sure, because like for me, I have no issues in talking about my sexuality, you know what I mean? And people I've slept with or stuff like that. It's an experiment. It's experience. Like people sleep with people all the time, you know what I mean? Whether it's one night stands or whatnot, this is an experiment where you get married to a person, so you would have an expectation that intimacy would be a big part
in it. So I think when people was really kind of confused of whether we were being intimate or not, that's where I was like, okay, cool, this is kind of hurting me a little bit because I know what's actually really going on.
Yeah.
So, and we've had our cuddles, we've had our kisses, but how she would describe it would be like, okay, we didn't do nothing. And that's not necessarily true. It was, we did our stuff, but we did have that time where we did speak about if we were going to be intimate with the experts. And I did obviously say like we can speak about it, but she had a pushback to, she didn't really want to speak about it. And that's where it was an issue. And I felt like I wasn't going to get the full experiment of why I came onto the show in the first place.
Yeah. So I think like maybe the whole, I think it seems like from Morocco, it seems like the whole tone of the relationship just literally flipped. And did you notice like a very big change in her behavior? Yeah,
she came a bit distant.
Okay.
Very distant. I mean, in general, like I said, she's very interesting. She's unique. She's a very cool person for sure. But I think there's just a lot of layers that I was trying to break down. And I was doing it in the most caring, sensitive way possible. But I just don't think it was something that she was ready to open up to. And weeks could have went past. I could have still been there and been like, maybe to the end. And I don't know if I was really going to get that. I got some parts, but I don't think I got the real her in what I was looking for and what attracted me to her in the first place from when I originally saw her. It just kind of just switched, and then that's when I was really confused.
Okay. Yeah. So when the camera wasn't rolling,
yeah,
was she still the same?
No, different. Oh. That's what I'm saying. Like, we had movie nights, we went on dates, like I took her to the cinema, hit at restaurants and that, and she did open up about like her previous relationships and stuff like that. So that's why I was confused. Like off camera, we're having great conversations. We're snuggling up on the blanket, on the couch, all of that, watching movies on our projectors that they gave to us and all this kind of stuff. I even got her like a teddy bear. We had nights where like we painted, but yeah.
Okay, so that's from your point of view, like you were like showing your real self on 100%. Camera. This is who you were, and then you maybe kind of felt like your partner was kind of like a switch a little bit when cameras are on and cameras are off. Yeah. How about when you met each other's friends and family? Because there was a point the week of the in-laws. Yeah. How did you feel meeting her friends? I'm assuming they were friends.
Yeah. So I met JJ and Drew. Those are her two best mates. I think it was difficult because obviously I already knew that she was gonna open up the conversation of what translated on the honeymoon to how we were at that moment in time at in-laws. So I already went in there knowing that there was going to be a lot of heat, a lot of rehashing. And for me, I don't do rehashing. It's one of those things, we deal with it in the moment. We don't need to dwell on it. We learn to forgive, whatnot, we progress forward. But I felt like there was that, don't want to say animosity, but there was still a lot of hard feelings there. And there was a lot of misinterpretation because they were saying, oh yeah, I was coming at her aggressive. Like, I'm not a person to scream and yell at a person. I might get passionate.
Yeah.
But I think that was the miscommunication because that day, there was a lot of emotions because I spoke to my son. There was stuff going on with my son's mom, which emotionally like hit me differently because I wasn't there for my child at that moment because obviously I was in this process. Yeah. So I was just FaceTiming him, all of that stuff. And then when the issues between me and julia-ruth was happening at the same time on the honeymoon, it was a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't think she saw that side of, okay, you just had this conversation. It just kind of felt like it was a pile-on effect.
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't know if you saw the episode where I was on honeymoon and I just broke down. You know what I mean? And there was a time when I said I keep rolling with the punches, and then I just was like on the floor just crying. So now going into the in-laws, I just felt like I was being attacked by my character when I was just showing vulnerability and just basically just being myself. And I felt like that was just a miscommunication of saying, he's aggressive, when I wasn't. You know what I mean? I just wanted to just air out the stuff and just move forward from it. But it was just that dwelling moment of just that going round in circle. That's what drove me insane. And that's why I walked off when I was actually with them.
Who was with you? Was that your sister?
My beloved cousin Tia. Yeah, I love her to pieces.
What did she think of julia-ruth when she first met her? Because obviously the in-laws, they've obviously met. So
there was a lot of, she came into this thing like, she knew that obviously I had my eyes open. I called myself like the observer on the show. So I didn't really say much, but I was always observing, seeing and hearing. And if I needed to say something, I would obviously vocalize my opinions and whatnot. So my cousin already knows me in that way where she knows that I'll just sit back and relax and just obviously observe. So she did hit me with a couple of stuff of like, did you know this about her? Did you know that? And I was like, yeah, we already spoke about this, like when we were in Morocco or when we spoke on the wedding day. So there wasn't nothing that threw me off. She was like, did you know she was on the previous dating show that she won? And I was like, yeah, I know about that. I didn't know too much in depth about it because we didn't get to that kind of conversation. She did bring up like an engagement with one of her ex-cast members that she was on the previous show on. And I was like, I didn't really know about that information, but I had enough trust in Julia-Ruth that either she was going to tell me about it or I didn't question her intentions because I thought I knew that she was on the show to find love just like myself. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah,
So she just kind of led on my guidance of, okay, you know what you're dealing with behind closed doors, so you're gonna have to deal with it. So I did give her that reassurance that I'm okay and stuff like that. So when I did approach her and she was like, okay, what happened on the honeymoon? I told her, obviously, I had to air out some stuff, got some stuff off my chest. And she knows me, like, when I need to say something, I'll say it. And then so she gave me some guidance to how to approach the situation differently next time. And then, yeah, that's basically what happened.
Okay, so obviously every single week you have to meet with the experts, and it's kind of like a reflection on your week with your wife at the time. So obviously there was a point where everyone, all of your cast members, were basically saying that Julia-Ruth said that she wasn't attracted to you.
Yeah.
But obviously from your point of view, with all the cuddles and all the hugs and the kisses and the gifts, like from your point of view, she was attracted to you.
Yeah.
And then suddenly hearing from your cast that she wasn't, and also hearing it from Paul as well and the experts saying, do you not kind of see it? What was going through your mind? Because I can imagine, obviously, on that couch, on that episode, you were very, very quiet. So I'm thinking
that was tough.
You were thinking a lot. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So to be completely honest, like it was hard because like I've never ever heard someone, even in my previous life, just saying, okay, I'm not attracted to you. If they're not, hey, this is a one and done and we can move forward respectfully, you know what I mean? But I think when she was asked the question multiple times, like if you were attracted to your husband, and there was no answer, I think I remember her saying the wheels are taken off. I was confused. I was like, what does that mean? The wheels are taken off. Like in this point, we're already like maybe 3 weeks in and you're not attracted to your husband and we're shagging at the same time. Like, yo, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's where I was really confused to be like, what is really going on here? I gave her the benefit of the doubt for sure.
Yeah.
Because how I went into relationships before, and this is how I am, like I go through personality, and there was stuff that I liked about her, like even off camera, because we were doing a lot of stuff and her personality did shine. But it was a difficult one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously I was watching the episode, of course. I watched all the episodes. Some of your castmates really had your back. So I'll name a few. Bailey, yeah. Had your back. Lee had your back. So were they like, would you say they're kind of like your best friends on the show?
Yeah, I really did confine in Lee a lot.
Yeah.
So when I was going through my madness, I'll go down to her room. So she was coupled up with Leah.
Yeah.
So I would go into their room randomly and just be like, look, yo, give me some advice on this, X, Y, and Z. And she really did open up my mind to just trying different things to making the relationship work. Obviously, she was friends with myself and Julia-Ruth, so she would always give me a non-biased response. But her and Bailey, especially Bailey, when I was going through my stuff, he was like a big brother to me, 100%, and he still is a big brother. So, those two, and Ashley as well. And then when Reese eventually came onto the show, who I'm very close with to this very moment, this very day, yeah, they've literally just been my support system when it comes down to how I was on the show as well.
Like in a way, I guess this show, it seems like it really shaped who you are now and how you can approach life from now
100%, 100%.
Yeah. Have you ever spoken to Julia-Ruth since the show? Was there any thought catch-ups, anything at all?
Nah, not really, no. We've had a couple of text messages back and forth, but they were minor to maybe... The most recent was when there was this thing circling around about me speaking to this person while I was on the experiment, which is complete false anyways. So she messaged out and was like, oh yeah, I've been hearing about this stuff, X, Y, and Z. Just wanted to check in if you're all right. But outside of that, like, no. I don't have anything to say to her. Like I said, what I said on the couch, I leave it as that. I only wish her nothing but the best. And I'm glad that I was on this experiment because it showed me what I can tolerate. It showed me more about me, and I came out a stronger person.
I don't know if you know this, but there was a music video that julia-ruth has released.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I have.
What did you think
Yeah,
about it?
I was pissed. 100%. I was fucking pissed. The reason why I was pissed is one of those things that I already went through shit on the show with her. Even though we had good and we had our bads, it was the dwelling and the mockery of me coming out of the show as well as her, and you're still disrespecting me. Nah, I wasn't standing on that. I mean, I did see the comments and people wanted me to respond back, but I'm not going to scoop down to the level of that, respectfully. I'm just not that type of person to just... I'll retaliate for sure in other ways, but silence is bliss. I don't need to give you the air that I already gave you on the show.
Yeah.
And I learned that, and that's why we don't speak to this very moment. But like I said, I just only wish her nothing but the best, you know what I mean? And I learned a lot.
Yeah. What has life been like after this show?
Crazy.
I mean, obviously you are an actor, you're a model, you're a singer as well. So I'm pretty sure you're quite busy with
Very
that.
busy.
We'll get on to that very soon. But in terms of like meeting new people like on who maybe been on other shows or maybe previous shows, how's your dating life been? Are you meeting more people? Are you dating apps now? Like how has it really transitioned?
Respectfully, I mean, the dating apps is a bit of a hard one right now because it's like, obviously coming off a show like that, I have to really be careful of if people are going to be there for me or they're going to be there because obviously I just came off a big show like Married at First Sight. So I'm really like trying to put the blinkers on and be like, okay, are you really trying to just, are you really vibing and fucking with my like, my whole energy, my aura, because I can sense that now. Or you're just here because obviously you can see that I'm on TV, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm kind of quiet on that realm. Obviously, I've been around. I've been to a lot of parties. I've seen a couple people. I think right now it's just more networking, just growing like my brand. Just Divarni, like just the name all in capitals now. I'm doing a rebrand because obviously with my music artist name, it's actually right now. I'm just gonna later on just do the Divarni brand and just do what I need to do with that, to be fair. But yeah, life's been chaotic. I've been here, there, and everywhere.
You've obviously been with being on the show. Obviously, you would, think to yourself, is this person actually getting to know me because of the show, or do they actually just vibe with me? Do you feel like you have your guards up even more because of that?
100%, 100%. So I have re-downloaded like Hinge, and even with the matches, they've recognized me already from the show. So it's just like. But it wasn't the first back of, oh my gosh, you're from Married at First Sight. There was one person that said, I'm sending you a hug. It was the most random thing ever. And I was like, a hug? Okay. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll accept the hug, but all right, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then it'll be like, okay, I just saw you at MAFS and I just wanted to just, give you a hug, send you love and kisses and stuff. I was like, all right, bet. So I respect the love. I can get it. But at the same time, it's throwing me off a little bit.
Yeah. Has anyone stopped you on the street?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, really?
Even before I came in.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. When I came at the station, someone was like, "Oh my gosh, I love you on the show. You left the show good. You kept your dignity, your integrity, all of that." So this happened multiple times, and I've traveled with Reese. We went to, where did we go? He lives in Essex, so we did go to a pub in Hertfordshire.
Yeah.
And literally, when I walked in, someone came and approached me like they knew me for years. Divarni knew me by name, obviously, and he was like, "Yo, I like you on the show. You keep doing your stuff. Hold your head up high, and do your stuff that you need to do." So, and then people come up to me, take pictures of me. I was on the train. Yo, you're Divarni from MAFS. It's nice. It's nice. You know what I mean? I haven't heard anything like, "Oh yeah, you're that guy." But I take the heat. I get the love. It is what it is.
Yeah. How about like with co-parenting now? Because obviously now that you've been on MAFS and now that you're off it, and obviously everyone recognizes you. How's it now? Like obviously with your kid, and do you want to protect them even more because of your name is out there?
100%. Like my son, he's the biggest thing to me, so I have to protect him. And obviously me being on the show as well, I know what that can look like afterwards, and I didn't want his life to be intertwined into this. I want him to have his own life, and so I've kept him out of the public eye for a specific reason, of course. There will be occasions where I might post him on my stories and stuff like that, but outside of that, I'm just protecting him and my son's mom. She's not even in this realm, and I don't kind of want her to be involved in it, and she really said she doesn't want to be involved as well. So as long as he's he's good and she's good, that's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
So I can take the heat, I can take the pressure. I don't need that for my child or my son's mom either. So
on your Instagram, obviously, I'm sure you're blowing up on Instagram and everything. What have you ever like received the weirdest messages or the funniest messages on there from random people?
I wouldn't even say weird. It's just normal generic ones. I think when you come off a date show, I got like, oh yeah, if it doesn't work out, marry me. Or, you know, like, I can't even tell you how many marry me's I've gotten. Too many. You know what I mean? I'll send the love hearts back, or I'll be like, yeah, thanks, or something like that.
Yeah.
Because obviously they took the time to message me. But I wouldn't say there hasn't been anything out lavish to be like, that really stuck out. No, it's just more the marry me's and, oh, you're so gorgeous, or how could you not fancy you? Yeah, it's just been love, really and truly.
If you could talk to your younger self, you know, let's say we can go back to the secondary school Divarni.
The Divarni that was walking around in his little universe,
yes,
bouncing from group to group
with that school uniform, maroon,
yeah,
burgundy uniform.
That's the one.
We would get told off if our tie was not on correctly.
Did you have the skinny ties or did you make the fat ties?
I had a bit of both. I like the fat ties.
Yeah, I did the fat ties.
Well. I feel like everyone did the fat ties.
Yeah.
Everyone really did the skinny ties. I would only get skinny ties if I'm getting told off.
Yeah.
And then everyone had to tuck in their shirts, if you remember.
Yeah, 100%.
They were.
Because who was it back then? It was it Van Bussel?
Van Bussel was the head teacher.
Yeah. And then who was
kind of like the vice? Who was below
what was
him?
his name?
Olisanya.
Oh yeah, Mr. Olazanya. He was on me every single day. Yeah. I felt like he just had a target for me every single day. Yo, Divarni, you're not in class or something like that. Yeah, sometimes I was late and all that kind of stuff. But like,
I mean, I was always
he
late
was always on me.
Really?
What are you doing outside of class? Oh yeah, you know what? This is like 10 minutes. What you doing? Oh, I'm just going to the toilet. Like, yo, get off me. Like, yo, what you doing?
Really? I mean, he rarely paid attention to me, and I was always late to school.
Came like a military guy. I don't know what his background was. There's a lot of love for him, but like every day.
You know, they're not there anymore.
Is it?
Yeah, Van Bussel, Olisanya, they're all gone. And then it's like Wanstead has really changed.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's no longer a performing arts school now. It's just a normal school.
It's just a normal. I don't know if they changed the color of the school.
Really?
And it's no longer like a burgundy maroon.
No way.
I don't know.
Do they still have the heron?
I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know.
One day we're gonna have to go back there and just be like, what's going on?
You gotta change back to how it was back in the old
100%. Why is it not this color? Why is it not a performing arts school? Come on. So now I'm talking about it. Oh, I went to a performing arts school. Wanted who? Like,
what performing arts school? Now it's like no longer about that.
Yeah.
What would you say to high school, secondary school Divarni?
What would I say? I would say keep doing what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? Because the kid that I was when I was in high school or primary school was the same kid that presented himself when he was on the show. The exact same one. And I'm glad that the world got to see me for who I was and who I am. Mm-hmm. And that's a hard part because showing my emotions is not the easiest thing for me because I went through a lot of shit in my past. Family dramas, relationship dramas, and just personal stuff. So I think I would just say keep being who you are because that's what led you to who I am today.
Yeah.
And I would never change that for anybody.
Describe MAFS, your experience on MAFS, one word. What would it be and why?
Liberating.
Yeah?
Liberating, for sure. Like I said, going in and coming out, there was two versions of myself, but I think the version that I came out with was, look, I have to stand on business on the way of, I have to put myself first. And that's what I learned. Like, I put a lot into previous relationships, into family. I like, even referencing my guy Dean on the show, he wears his heart on his sleeve. I wear my heart on my sleeves, like both, you know what I mean? I've got multiple hearts, but like, that's what I kind of learned, just to put myself first and just, yeah. It was just liberating.
Yeah. Do you think you will now approach dating differently now? Because obviously now that your name is out there.
I've got one foot in, one foot out.
Yeah?
Yeah. I want to go back into it 10 toes deep, but obviously it's more of a trust thing now of, okay, you might know my name or whatever, or my face. I want you to know me for who I am. And I come with a lot of stuff of being vulnerable, being sensitive, you know what I mean? I'm a bit crazy sometimes, but if you can handle all of that outside of just my name and my face and whatnot, then hey, we can have a conversation and we can vibe.
Yeah. What's next for you?
I'm pushing more of my music. So I'm finishing off my album that's now taken about 6.5 years. Every single time someone asks me this question, it's always an extra 6 months that gets added to it. But 6.5 years now. I've been working on it since Toronto and doing that transition to UK. So hopefully it should be dropping January, February time. Released a single this year called All I Need. Which is kind of weird because I wrote it after the show, but had nothing to do with the show. But it was just more my real life experiences that I've lived before the show, even going through the show. But anyways, it's all I need, right?
Yeah.
So I've got that. Dropped a remaster of another song that I did in 2018 from a previous album that I did from Transgressions. But I think it's just pushing my music, pushing my acting, and pushing the modeling, and just trying to be a face to other people that maybe don't have the confidence in putting themselves out there. Because you know what, me doing it was a liberating moment for me, and I've come out, I've championed it, and I've learned a lot of things about myself that I didn't actually know even previously going into it. So obviously I do respect the experts of being Mel, Charlene and Paul for obviously bringing that insight to me. But yeah, the opportunities are there, and I'm just gonna push what I've been doing before, and I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing now.
I remember you were on Bridgerton.
Yes.
You were also on Wicked.
Yes, I
as
was.
well.
I was.
Any other movies? I don't know if you're allowed to say it, but like, are you working on anything in terms of like the acting as well?
The acting. So, like this week, I was working on a big project with Marvel.
Okay.
Can't really say the movie, but I was doing that.
Okay.
I was doing some stunts and that, so that kind of brought me back down memory lane of doing gymnastics. So they saw that and they were like, okay, cool, we're gonna need you for this.
Yeah.
So that's coming out next year. And then I'm just waiting for more auditions and stuff like that. Right now, I'm just networking. Just networking and just being places. I'm like an octopus right now, splitting myself.
Well, Divarni, I'm really, really excited for you for what's coming up.
Thank you.
I think you have such a bright future ahead of you, and I'm so excited to listen to your new music coming out. When is it coming out?
Don't have an official date right now.
Okay.
But the album is coming 2026.
2026.
Beginning of 2026. And there is a single that is being released very soon, a new one.
Oh, look, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on Girl Guess What podcast.
Thank you.
Honestly, thank you so much for being so open and so real. Clearly, you've come such a long way since school, and I'm honestly so happy to see you in this position as well. Obviously, we go way back.
We do.
It's really nice to see you've come so far. So yeah, thank you for coming in, and thank you to all the listeners as well who have joined me and Divarni on this podcast. Do you want to let them know where they can find you, your Instagram?
Okay, so Instagram, it's just my name, Divarni Gross Berligan. That's what you'll find. My music is on there, my modeling is on there, my whole life pretty much on there. Yeah, and Spotify, like I said, I'm going through the rebrand, but right now it's under Ashley Wright, so that's where you can find me, and that is it.
That is it. Well, if you want to go and catch up with Divarni, I will put links in the description somewhere. So if you do want to go and find him, we'll have it all there. But other than that, again, thank you so much. It's meant a lot. And thank you to everyone who's listening. And then we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
See you guys.